First Steeler game I ever went to was in Pitt Stadium. And this would probably have been like 1968 or 69 as a little kid. Went through the whole thing at Three Rivers, and now you look out at this. And I think Bob referred to this as an old stadium this morning. Old, 25 years, it's not that old. But watching the transition and what has gone on is incredible. And that transition, if you think back to 1969, you gave your ticket, walked into Pitt Stadium, watched the game. It was no big deal. Today, I mean, how things have changed for these venues. I was here about a month and a half ago, I guess, maybe a little bit longer, for the George Strait concert. This place everything was full, including down on the field level. And what a nightmare that must be in some ways to manage all that and do that. But in any event, the world is changing. You know, imagine the pulse of a busy institution, thousands of students bustling between campus, classes, faculty going in and out of their offices and the classrooms, steady stream of visitors coming and going. Few stop to consider the complex systems protecting them. They simply trust that they're safe. You're on a campus, you're safe, right? But behind the scenes, administrators, management of those institutions often manage a different reality, a maze of outdated systems, separate vendors, growing demands, and it never seems to slow down. And Bob talked a little bit about that here this morning. The stakes are unmistakable. Reliable security isn't a luxury anymore, it's a necessity. There's enormous responsibility to take care of the students and the visitors and the employees of those venues, and in an environment of rising campus violence, right? So we have some statistics. The average yearly rate of student exposure to school shooting has more than tripled from 19 per 100,000 students in the 1999-2004 time period to 51 per 100,000 students from 20 to 24. That's the last set of data that are available, by the way. They do this on a multi-year time frame when they look at that statistics. And we kind of know that, we see that, we hear it, we see it in the news and in our environment, but that's a big number. In higher education, in campus settings, crime is trending upward. In 2022, nearly 6,000 institutions reported into this report an 8% increase in campus crime compared to 2019. Right, that's a short period of time, it's increasing. On the technology front, campuses are ramping up physical security measures using access control software. The use of access control software jumped to 51% from 42% 2 years prior. So we kind of think that that's everywhere. It's not necessarily everywhere, but the use of that is happening. These numbers highlight two things. First, that the risk environment on and around campus is increasing. And second, that many institutions are still catching up in terms of integrating systems and technology. The patchwork, different vendors, how do you put all that together? Administrators are also facing legal challenges now. When something goes wrong, they will hold you responsible for it. So they get sued, the school district gets sued, because we didn't take the necessary steps to do what was expected in the environment today. As risks grow, regulations tighten, one expectation remains constant, and that is maintain a safe, compliant, reliable campus environment. You come to the Steeler game, you go to an event at Peterson event, and they expect that to happen. Unified security is becoming a buzzword, but it's more than a buzzword. It's a smarter, more strategic way to integrate and manage multiple systems under one intelligent platform. When properly unified, critical systems, video surveillance, access control, intrusion detection, fire alarm, mass notification, intercoms, et cetera, work together seamlessly to protect the environment. Instead of juggling dashboards and logins, a single intuitive interface gives real-time visibility across your entire campus. When you look at real live examples of where this stuff has worked, one of them was at Pitt a number of years ago, where they were able to immediately identify the guy that walked into Western Psych. They were immediately able to tell where he was, and the police were able to immediately respond to that situation in minutes instead of half hour or longer, and really mitigated the risk of all that. So unification doesn't just simplify operations, it transforms them. It turns fragmented technology into a cohesive safety ecosystem. Think of the world that way. I mean, that's the way we think of the world. Why integration is a game changer. Across the industry, forward-thinking organizations are leaving behind the chaos of piecemeal upgrades, right? And embracing comprehensive integration. The benefits go far beyond convenience. Seamless operations, move from juggling vendors to working with a single vendor that can help integrate all those pieces. Reliability, systems that talk to one another are less prone to failure and provide better redundancy, right? This is almost common sense for those of us that work in this industry. Ease of use, modern unified interfaces make operations intuitive, reducing training time and what's involved with that. And then future readiness, scalable platforms evolve with new technologies. One of the big things we see as an integrator is outdated pieces. You've got to future-proof a little bit when you're doing this job. Things have to be able to work for some period of time, not be obsolete, a month later. With over 25 years of experience in this business and one of the strongest integration track records in the Eastern United States, this is exactly what we do. This is our program. We're not a vendor of particular equipment, we're a vendor of solutions. How do we solve a problem? How do we mitigate risk and help an institution achieve what its goals are? I'd like to tell you we plan to have Bob say what he said, but we often walk in here to the stage and say, okay, Bob, what's the objective? What do you need to do? Here are the things we know. Here's how we can help you. Here's where we can't help you. You're gonna have to go to somebody else to get that in order to help him achieve what his goals are here in this organization. If we do that, if we help our client, whether we're actually doing the work or not doing the work, whether we're actually recommending a particular piece of equipment or not, if our customer is ready, our customer's making project, then we'll get credit for that. The customers will take care of us and we'll take care of our customers. So that's, we have a deep team and a lot of expertise in education, healthcare, complex multi-building environments that we run into on campuses, both corporate and education. And we bring proven solutions and practical insights into just about every engagement. I can look around the room and I can pick clients and I can tell you specific things we're doing for you that are different than anybody else because of your unique needs and what you have to achieve individually. Pittsburgh Public Schools is different than North Allegheny School District, which is different than Grove City College, which is different than Cal U, or Westinghouse, or Crown Castle. All these folks, their organizations are special and they're unique. This stadium here is different than the Alamo Dome that we do in San Antonio, right? Different environment, different circumstances, different things involved. So we bring that to the table. That's our experience. So if you need advice on that, we're here. If you need some things that we can't do, like doing risk assessments and outside consulting services, we have people that we've worked with in the industry, people that we would recommend that you could talk to if that's something that you need. So we have a new case study, I think, that's on our website. I believe I was told that it's been posted on the website from Slippery Rock, which is an example of where we've done that kind of unification across a college campus to make their safety and security functional and efficient. Okay? You don't want to hear any more from me. Probably want to hear from Will.